Good morning, and welcome back to Good Morning Tobago right here on Tobago Updates, guys. As we continue our conversation this morning, we are talking about the Job family reunion. And to have that conversation with me this morning, I have the pleasure of sitting with, in studio, the beautiful Claudia Groome Duke, who is one of the committee members, and online I have Mr. Patrick Ceasar. Good morning, Mrs. Groome Duke. How are you doing?
Good morning.
Well, it's nice to see you. I have to say, you look quite radiant. You look like you are aging backwards, and you look like you don't have a stress in the room. You probably, the last time we saw you in the public space as Secretary for Health,
Yes.
I mean, you don't seem like you have gotten a day older. And I know I'm not gassing you because the people tell us in the comments. Am I lying? She
This
looks
is
very lovely.
this
Good
is
morning.
God's work. This is God's work.
I have to
Mercy and grace.
You do look graceful. So tell us a bit. I mean, first of
Yes.
all, let's start off with the Job
Yes,
family
certainly.
reunion. We know that in Tobago, we don't want to say everyone is related, but the families are so closely related because I mean we have two persons here in this interview this morning having this conversation, and none of their surname is Job. So that just goes to
Right.
say that you really could never tell. This morning, Mr. Patrick Caesar, good morning and welcome. How are you
Good
doing?
morning. Good morning. Are you hearing me okay?
We are hearing you fine.
Yes.
Okay, great, great. And thank you for having us
Right.
as well.
So tell us a bit about how the family day came about. Whose family tree are we celebrating?
But definitely, I would really want Patrick to deal
Yes.
with that.
Okay.
Nonetheless, we
Yes. Yeah.
celebrating the family Job, James Job, and Frank Job, the descendants and the line of Jobs. And as you said earlier, the Jobs, the connection of this family line. And really, unless you identify the Job in you, because we have like the Grahams, the George, the Andrews, the Forbes, and so on. So I'd let Patrick deal with that. He is our leader in organizing the Job family reunion.
Right. Okay.
Good
Over to
morning,
you,
and
Mr.
thank you.
Caesar.
Yes, thank you so much, Miss Claudia. And again, thank you for having us. And good morning to Trinidad and Tobago and the diaspora as well. So we are really excited to have what we call the Job International Family Reunion, and it's a weekend that's planned from the Friday, the 2nd of August to Sunday, the 4th of August. Now, let me tell you a little bit of background because, as you rightly noted, none of the persons here have the surname Job. But to give some background, there were two brothers who came, we believe it's from Barbados in the late 1800s, called Frank and James Job. And let's just say that they were very prolific. They had quite a few children, and ultimately they made. There was one time that I was doing a family tree for the Jobs. I started doing it, and it ended up to be about 1,000 persons, and I had to stop because it was just too much to try to do all the Jobs that are raised. So there are a lot of people who are connected to the Job family, and we brand this as the Job International Family Reunion because we try to bring everybody, all the different clans, if you want to call them, together. The first person to really attempt that was my mother. That is the deceased Oris Job Caesar, a well-known educator and author right here in Tobago. So she was the first one to try to pull all the different clans of the Job. As you know, there's a whole set of Jobs who live in Belgarden in Tobago. That's one of the origin areas of the Job. That is where James Job had settled in Tobago. And then there's another set that Frank Job would have settled in the western part of Tobago. And he had more daughters, and so many of the people who descended from him do not carry the name Job. But my mother, as I said, was a Job. She was from the Belgarden area. And besides Zion Hill and Belgarden, we have in Western Tobago places like Bethany and Mount Pleasant, where you have people like the Shores, you have the Inneses, the Sosas, so many people that are related, the Grahams, as Miss Claudia rightly pointed out. We have the Orr descendants. You wouldn't believe it, that there are a lot of people called Orr right now, ORR, and who are descendants of the Job in Glamorgan and Pembroke and those areas. And then there's the descendants of there's a matriarch called Queen Job, from whom the Reeds, the Dukes, and the Dans are descended. We have descendants of the Job in Trinidad, in areas like St. Augustine, Toko, La Hocata, South, and many more in the diaspora. As I said, all of this started with Mrs. Oris Job Ceasar, when she did this first reunion, maybe about 40 or so, 50 years ago. And we have, as her son, one of her children, I have carried on by honoring the legacy, and we continue to honor that legacy during this time. Maybe Claudia can give you some of her background as far as Job is concerned, and then when you come back to me, I'll give you a little more details as to the weekend and what we have planned for an exciting time that is planned for the Job reunion in Tobago.
Right, and
Claudia?
I mean, he almost called all the surnames in Tobago in that
Yes.
in that one conversation. I'm shocked I didn't hear the Felix.
Definitely, you meet a Job
Don't be surprised.
everywhere. My mother was Ivy Job, married Groome. Yes? And so my grandfather, Herman Job, and the line coming out of Henry Job, James Job. So we have these connections, all of us.
Right, and when it comes to the weekend in August, what days would you guys be
Well,
celebrating?
definitely we will be celebrating from the 2nd of August to the 4th of August. On the 2nd, which is the Friday, we are meeting at Magdalena Hotel at the Robinson Crusoe pub. The family would meet and greet and share at 7 p.m. at Magdalena. And then we would meet because, of course, we are so many, and we get to know, especially the younger ones, we get to know each other and so on. So that is on Friday evening, where we would meet and greet at the Magdalena Hotel, Robinson Crusoe Park. On Saturday morning, at 9:15, we would share service at the Good News Seventh-day Adventist church. We would share a devotion there with the congregation, 9:50 from 9:15, and in the evening we have our awards dinner, and a mini concert
Okay.
within that framework. For the dinner, we invite all Jobs. The cost of the tickets, it's $500, and that facilitates the whole process because on Sunday we go to Sid Gray Stadium where we have fun and games and so on.
Right. So, Mr. Caesar, tell us a little bit more about that concert on Saturday night and
Right,
that
so-
event on Sunday.
Right, and thanks, Claudia, for quite a detailed presentation there. But so the Saturday in particular, if you may not know, the Job is a very talented family, and many of the Job descendants are extremely talented. And so we have the dinner. We have an award ceremony as well, where we give out awards to some of our elders in the community, and we have tributes, as well as we have the mini concert. And in the mini concert, we have people like Eastland Orr, who is also a Job descendant. We have people like Nzinga Job, who is Job descendant. Donald Job, which is a well-known name in Tobago as well. And we have a couple surprises that we don't want to release right now. We know that some people, as I say, there are people who are related to the Jobs that plenty people do not know. As a matter of fact, Ms. Felix, you might find that you might be a Job descendant. You never know. So check it out and see. All right, so that's this that's on this Saturday night, and as Claudia says, the ticket is $500. We use the that price of the ticket to cover a lot of the other things on the weekend. For instance, on the Friday, we'll be having wristbands for the people who come in on the Friday evening. The Friday is free to enter. And then on the Sunday, we have our family day, and that's going to be at the Sid Gray Stadium in Roxborough. That starts at 10 a.m. and we go until 6. So that's the whole family day. We'll have sporting activities, all those sort of things. It's going to be a really exciting time. A lot of people look forward to that. That's also free to enter. That as I said, we try to use the proceeds from the dinner to cover all the other activities that are free. So who may not be able to afford to come to the dinner itself, all the other activities that we have are free to enter. And we try to even get sponsors for some of the people who want to come to the dinner and really want to come. We try to see if we can get sponsors for them as well. But it's an exciting time to look forward to. And it's interesting to note that we as a family, and maybe one of the first families in Tobago to actually have a history book. I wanted to highlight that this morning. This is a book that talks about the Job legacy. This talks about the history of the Job. My mother, who was a historian, would have also done some research on the family history, and that's why we know who is connected, who are all the different people that are connected to Job from the brothers that came from Barbados. And so that book is available on Amazon. It's called Job Legacy. And so it's a book that and it also be sold at the reunion as well. Many of the Job family already have it. That's why we know of our connections to each other. And as I say, on Sunday is going to be our family day, and we really want to have a grand and exciting time. I think it's going to be a very memorable time for all of us, and we look forward to all the Jobs coming in from the people are coming in from the USA. Some people come from England, different parts of the world, Canada. Of course, we have the Trinidad Jobs coming in. And another interesting point to note: a lot of the Jobs, many Jobs spell their name with an E at the end. All right, that would have happened over time because I suppose for the pronunciation, some people actually end up with the but they are still very much connected to the original Jobs that started off in Belgarden, Tobago. So I think that I would cover most of this. We also have a little devotional on Sunday at the start of our activities on Sunday as well. The service we have on Saturday is for essentially the Saturday worshipers. We have a lot of Adventists within our group. But it's going to be open to any member of the family who wants to attend that service at 9:15 at the Good News SDA Church in Scarborough, opposite the Esplanade. That's going to be a special service for all. They will be acknowledging the Job family at that service as well. So I think I've covered most of it. Claudia, I don't know if there's anything else you might want to add to that, what
All
I've
right.
said so
Well, I
far.
know usually when there is a family day, there is family day paraphernalia. Are there any T-shirts or
Yes.
anything that persons can get if they want to come out to celebrate that weekend? And who should they get into contact with if they want to come? And if there are any secret Job family members that want to share, show themselves during this time, this might be the opportunity for them.
Well, as I say, you
Yeah.
can check out your line as well. You could talk to Claudia and check the history book and see. You never know. But in terms of T-shirts, I can just say that we have the T-shirts available at a company called the Print Shop in Port of Spain. They are on 10 Nepal Street in in Port of Spain, St. James, and they would be supplying T-shirts. They already have the design and everything for the T-shirts, so people would just have to contact the company in Trinidad. I'm trying to see if I can find the number. There's a phone number for them as well
Is it
that I can
possible
probably
for
pull up.
individuals to contact anyone who would make the orders on their behalf if they are in Tobago?
Yes. We have an entire committee. We have the executive committee who are able to help you with the orders. Well, as I am a co-chairman of that committee as well, along with other members that we have. Um, including myself, we have Harriet Job in Belgarden. We have Noel Sousa, a former principal of Scarborough Secondary School. I'm sure many people know him as well. We have Lisa Shaw of the Shaw family. We have in Claudia, of course. We have in Kosi Job, that is the son of Harriet Job as well. So we have quite a few people who would be available if you need further information. And some of the names that I'm calling out. I'm sure other people, the Job family know these people, and so they'll be able to contact them. I myself, I live in Trinidad, so that's why I'm here online, and I am available as well. My name is Patrick Ceasar, but as I said, people in the family know me as well. So anybody who wants to get further information can go through those lines. And as I said, the T-shirts are available at the print shop in Port of Spain at 10 Nepal Street in St. James.
All right, no problem. So, and it says that the T-shirts are $85 TP. If you're interested, you can reach out to any one of these individuals to get a T-shirt done. And as they indicated, it's from the 2nd of August to the 4th of August. So we hope that all the Job family members online or individuals, even if your name is not Job, find out. You never know. Like myself, I might be a part of the lineage, right? So we want to thank you guys for coming on this morning, and thank you for doing what you have to do to map your family's legacy and encouraging other families to do the same, right? Again, thank you so much for coming on this morning, and we do appreciate you, and we hope that the Job Family Day and Family Weekend is a success. Unfortunately, this is all we have for this morning, and we have to wrap up right here. We want to thank you guys for joining us this morning. Thank you for your likes, your shares, and your comments, and we hope that you have a great Tuesday. And thank you for doing all that you have been doing to make Tobago Updates the #1 broadcaster here on the island of Tobago. Again, have a great day.
Thank you, Mom.
Start to rise, the energy